Okay guys, you're gonna have to excuse my speech in this video. I just had some surgery done in my mouth and it's not fun, but I got my Ruger target out here with a 20-inch hammer forged barrel, the Target Light model. And if you watched previously, you know that I had really good results with SK, but the problem was during match time it just did not want to cooperate. And my friend Matt Winters, that I talked to a lot during the matches, he shot some SK through his Savage MK2 bolt action BTV, and we were sitting there reporting the same, getting the same thing, like we were holding the same on target and everything. And he's a really good shot. He's actually the #1 shooter in ARA right now, factory class in Indiana, and he's using a bolt action Savage, which is phenomenal. And anyway, my local gun shop I went into that carries the SK, I went in there to see if they had any SK long range, because I have a theory here about this gun. Being semi-automatic, the chamber in this barrel itself is not super tight, but tight enough. It's tighter than, you know, the actual sporting chamber of the carbine non-target barrels. And I wanted to try long range ammunition because obviously it has better BC, higher velocity and all this and that, specifically for the wind cutting through it and not going up or down, because during the match the winds were so sheer force, it was insane. The targets were blowing off the holders outside, and the wind hit this gun so hard on my bench it blew the gun off the bench. I'm not even kidding. It really messed my stock up. It nicked it on the concrete bench and cracked my stock here, so I got to fix that still. And it broke my scope mount off on the last card. It happened right before my 4th card on the match, so I still shot and did decently well, but the SK just wasn't doing it that day. So I came home, redid the scope base and everything, and I started thinking, you know, I need higher velocity. With blowback, it uses a lot of the energy from being fired to cycle the action, and it's messing with the actual ballistic coefficient downrange. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, I know a lot of people say, why are you talking so much before your videos? Well, when you're sitting here shooting these targets like we do, and you can actually see the bullet in flight and it comes straight up your reticle dead center, and then it just starts to veer and drop off, that's a problem. So to fix that problem, I have a brand new box of LAPUA long range that I want to try here, and I just literally walked in my gun shop and they just got this stuff in. So I'm going to try this 50-round box, and if it does well, I'll go back and buy a brick of it. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and shoot 10 shots to foul it in. This barrel was shot with the SK ammo. I cleaned it, and then it needs to be fouled, obviously. So I'm going to shoot 10 foulers. I'm going to aim for the right side, top row cross. And I got my target set up just a hair past 50 yards, just to really see this ammunition perform. I know that doesn't make a difference, but in a competition match, if your bullet is destabilizing at 50 yards, that's a problem. Alright, let's shoot 5 more as foulers. One thing I have mentioned before, and I'll say it again, the SK match stuff, it is really dirty. Matt and I were sitting there looking at our targets after we got them back to dispute our scores, and I was showing him, you know, from the first target to the last target, how much of a bullet hole difference there is in darkness of the bullet impacting the paper. Okay, now that the 10 foulers are out of the way, let's take some 5-shot groups. And this stuff is probably the most expensive ammunition rimfire I've ever shot. Almost $21 a box. That ain't bad. One on the outside. Not bad either. The recoil on this ammo is really pleasant, actually. That's what I'm starting to notice. On the higher end match stuff, you don't feel that really hard jolt in your semi-automatic gun compared to lower end stuff. That ain't bad. She's grouping up now. like I said, about 52 yards. And this, you know, past the distance you obviously are aiming for, shows whether or not the bullet's still stable or destabilizing. That's really good too, actually, in the weather conditions I'm in. Holy cow. I think the bottom row is the sweet spot now that the bullets are actually acclimated in. That was a hot round. Yeah, that one was hot. Starting to open up now. Maybe it was just the I think that group was just a fluke. That was hot too. Getting some hot rounds in there. There we go. Let's see here. I bet I could take 2 more shots and clean up those groups that had those hot rounds in them, or the one on the top row and the one on the bottom there. I bet you I could put 1 shot in each group, tighten that group up, just for fun. See if I can put one on the second one from the left. Right in the same hole as the group. All right, last one. Let's do the bottom far right. The one that was a little hot on the bottom low. Let's see if we can put one in the same group as the rest. Yep, they're all right there. That'll work. Now, I just can't believe that these rounds are that hot. You could hear a couple of them went above the sound barrier. So, let me go get that target and measure them up and take out the ones that were hot. Alright guys, well here's that target. Again, I marked out the hot ones for some reason. You heard it too, it broke the sound barrier. And then that group was a fluke. I don't know what the heck happened with that. There ain't no way I was shooting that bad. As you can see, the rest of the groups were almost identical. And 0.48 average out of the 6 ones that, I didn't count that one obviously because that wasn't my fault. And the high velocity ones obviously, that's crazy. And then the ones that I put in there went right in the same spot like I said they were. So plus the 10-shot fouling and this weather and wind, and you can hear it. And this was over 50 yards, actually 53. I got my rangefinder here, and from the tip of the barrel, the muzzle, from where I'm standing at to my target down there is 53 yards. So I would say, like they claim, that the LAPUA long range definitely cuts the wind better. Besides this thing right here, I don't know what the heck that was, but you could see almost identical point of impacts where I was aiming. Just a little to the right, just a hair to the right, but for what it is, I can't complain. Through a 1022 at 53 yards, shooting sub half-inch groups on average. Is it worth the $20? I don't know. That's not really a bargain to me when Center X was a couple dollars cheaper and can do this. But then again, you know, this stuff is made for high wind conditions. At least that's what they claim. And truth be told, that's how it happens when you're out on the match. You can shoot it in any weather you want, but it doesn't matter till the day of. So thanks for watching. I hope you got something from this video. See you on the next one.